Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Enter Ministries. We are recording from Livingstone in Zambia, and the topic today is about gardening, having your own garden in your backyard. And today with me in the studio is Elder Stephen Natala. Welcome, Elder. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
How do you do?
Fine. And how do you do?
So, what is the importance of gardening in modern days?
Well, the importance of gardening in modern days really lies on the fact that food is becoming very scarce in the world. And it's imperative that each family takes the initiative to grow fruits and also vegetables in the backyard.
All right. So this term, garden or garden, where is this term, where does it originate from?
Well, this term really originates from the very beginning when God created the earth. As we read in the book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 8 and 15, Genesis chapter 2, verse 8 and 15.
You said Genesis chapter 2, verse
8
and
15.
And he reads, "And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed." 15, "And the Lord God took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it."
Yes. So that's precisely where we find the origin of the word garden.
Okay. So you heard for yourself, the word garden is a word that was originated way back in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. So it is not a modern term. This is an ancient word that was, in fact, created by God himself. I can say it. But now the problem is that obviously Livingstone is not the Garden of Eden. The soil is different. The composition of the soil is different. And many families complain of the type of soil that is, yes, sandy soil and less fertile. So how can one embark in this journey of gardening, seeing the type of soil that is here?
Thank you. I think what you should realize that in life, there are challenges. And every challenge has a solution. So, when God created this earth, it could be able to support every plant that God created. But because of sin, now we have this dilemma of soil which has been, as it were, transformed into something that is not really good or that is not able to support plant life. So what one has to do is to ensure that you prepare the soil.
Prepare the soil.
Prepare the soil before you plant your vegetables or you plant your fruit trees. So it's the preparation of the soil now that is critical if you want the plants to grow well.
Soil preparation. So now the other challenge that Livingstonian, if I may call this that way, face is the type of weather that we find here in Livingstone is very different from, for example, Kitwe, the Copper Belt, and even Monze, where there is plenty of rain. Here in Livingstone, the rains are very few. So what should one do to kind of mitigate standing and watering long hours?
Well, most of the people who are involved or who embark on gardening actually use Swasco water.
Swasco water.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you don't want to encounter...
Just for information, Swasco is the Zambian authority that provides water around, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you don't want to incur very high bills,
water bills,
it would be wise to embark on drip irrigation.
Okay.
Because when you embark on drip irrigation, the amount of water that you use, okay, is actually lessened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's precisely what we have done ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We have embarked on drip irrigation.
What makes it efficient?
Well, you see, the efficiency of drip irrigation actually lies on the fact that the plants need soil which is constantly wet.
Or moist.
Yeah, or moist.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not like human beings who will eat, maybe in the morning you have your breakfast, and then after some hours your lunch. What actually the plants need is a constant supply of water, little by little.
Little by little.
Yes, but keeping the soil moist.
Not eroded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how also the animals, for example, and also the birds that we have in our hut, domestic birds that we have, the chicken, they eat the whole day constantly until evening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little at a time, a little at a time. And that is also the science of that is used, or the science that is applicable in feeding the plants
Okay.
and the vegetables.
How did you go about transforming your soil?
Well, the way I transformed my soil in the garden was to assess what sort of vegetables I needed to plant,
Mm-hmm.
and also what those vegetables actually needed,
Mm-hmm.
the type of nutrients. Now, normally, vegetables grow well where there is a lot of compost in the soil.
Okay.
Now, when you talk of compost, we are actually looking at leaves, okay, leaves or grass that has been actually prepared in such a way that it decomposes.
Okay.
Now that becomes good food for
the
plants.
plant. Okay.
Okay.
So the leaves that fall off.
Yes, you
Okay.
prepare compost, and to the compost you also add either cow dung or chicken manure, just to enrich the soil. Okay, and then if you do that, you will find that your crops will grow very well and the vegetables will be very healthy.
So then you are trying to tell me that in some areas where after they've weed the field, they burn it, so they actually lose in this vital.
In fact, burning of of grass is not acceptable.
So we should not
Because
burn.
we should not burn grass.
Did you hear that? We should
We
not
should
burn.
not burn grass, because when you burn grass, one, you have destroyed the nutrients that you could have used for your vegetables.
All right.
One. Two, you have actually polluted the atmosphere.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm sure most of you have heard of this talk or issue of climate change.
Climate change.
That is a reason because of the way we take care of nature, or the way we take care of the vegetation that God has given us. Yeah, so it's not good to burn grass.
So instead of burning, so it's just important as collect and then
Grass,
bury it.
also the leaves, bury it, and prepare it so that it decomposes, and then you can utilize it as compost.
Okay, that's very important news, because in most places, especially in West Africa, where myself come from, we used to burn after we clear the field. The next thing that we'll do is to burn grass. So now at least I've learned something, no burning. So collect it, bury it, and let it decompose to be utilized by the soil and by the crops. So now let's talk about the type of crops that you've grown in your backyard.
Well, the types of crops we have grown, one, rape. We have rape, and then we have also 5 years.
That is the same family of kale.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we also have tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
We have onion. We have egg. We have planted also eggplants, and also pepper, green pepper, and we have also some maize plants in our garden. And somewhere also there are potatoes that are growing.
Potatoes.
Yes. So Irish potatoes. And we also have got the banana plants. We also have natches. We have got the orange plants. We also have lemon plants. And we have also planted the avocado trees.